Welcome to Subramani. Of course, I'm in one of my vacations. I'm at Pench. Pench is in Madhya Pradesh. For all the tiger landing capital is Nagpur. Whether by train or by plane, you have to land at Nagpur, and from Nagpur you take a taxi, and it's 1.5 hours drive to Pench. Pench is a beautiful place. I'm staying in a beautiful location. There's a swimming pool behind me, but it's so bright I cannot show it to you. But today's video, I'm going to talk about how sometimes one strategy works and sometimes one strategy does not work. So I'll give you 3 separate examples with completely different results. Once when I was in Pench, we were looking at a leopard, and that leopard was very active. And it stalked an animal. I saw it stalking, I saw it killing, and I saw it pull the dead body, its food. It was a small deer, and take it up the tree and keep it on the tree and maybe eat. And it was going up and down. It was resting. It was looking for some competing leopard or a tiger which would take away its kill. So obviously on the top of a tree, tiger is not a threat. And we were enjoying that, but then after some time the leopard was just sitting. So I had another friend in another jeep who said, I think the leopard is not going to do anything, and he went away. And he saw a tigress playing with its cubs in the water with amazing photographs is what he has got. Bad luck or bad strategy, I don't know, because there have been times when twice it has happened that all the conditions for a tiger kill was in place. There was a tiger which was hungry, which had 3 cubs, which was sitting near a water hole. There was not much water. It was peak summer when a nilgai came and started rubbing itself in the water, and in what you call wet mud. It was nicely rubbing itself. Almost everybody was sure that the tigress would come out and kill, but we developed some impatience and said, well, nothing is happening, let's go away. We went away. In 10 minutes the tigress came out, killed that killed that nilgai, and the mother and 2 kids ate it, right? So we had missed that. Similarly, so these are 2 cases. One case where we didn't go and lost another game, and one place where we went away and therefore we lost. So last 2 days I've been in Tadoba and in Pench from yesterday and today. In Tadoba what happened was we saw 2 cubs and we knew the mother was nearby, and we knew they would come out. They didn't. 2 o'clock to about 6:30, 2:30 to 6:30 is the timing. So we were there till 6:10. It just didn't come out. People made noises, and the jeeps were noisy. You can't call out to the tiger. It's not allowed. Basic good behavior in the forest is you don't make noise. So nothing, the jeep noise, nothing disturbed the tigers. They just didn't come out. They just lie there in sheer laziness. Maybe they had eaten, maybe they were not hungry, maybe they had enough water. So here was a case where we didn't go away and nothing happened. Similarly, today we were in Pench and we saw a tiger, and the tigress, young tigress, I don't even know what's his name. It's a new tigress, as people were discussing. I don't know enough about tigers to say which tiger it was, and nothing happened. So strategy which you use for one company is not the same which you can use for other company. For example, I held Reliance and I held Orke. Some intuitive feeling that Orke may not do so well, because that was a time when both were considered to be equal, Kapil Mehra and Dhirubhai Ambani, right? You're talking of 1980s. Some gut feeling that I should keep Reliance, which I had got perhaps in an IPO or converted through one of the debentures, and I sold off Orke. That was luck. Right. So similarly, I have some other companies which were based in Hyderabad, which I don't have a good experience. Right. Something like a Nagarjuna Signode, which then became ITW Signode, did not make any money for me in the end because of the buyback, and it was not too great for me. Nagarjuna Fertilizer, Nagarjuna Finance. Not that I put money into it. I just stopped putting in some of those companies, and therefore I didn't put money there. So some strategy, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't work. Similarly, some companies like say Amazon has been just chasing sales, right? It has not chased revenue, and revenue has just followed. Similarly, Google chased eyeballs, usage, etc., and today it's a fantastic tech company. right? Will Facebook live another 10 years? One doesn't know, because the number of users in Facebook is only going down. So the strategy that you use may work for 3 years, 5 years, and then not work. Now a company like Indigo has always said we want volumes but at a given margin. So if you see Indigo's growth has happened at the same time the profits have also grown. So you realize whether it is tiger sighting or whether it is equity investing, you need different strategies at various points in time, and you can't do a cut paste. When you do a cut paste, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. So what strategy worked for Amazon from X year to Y year, say last 10 years, may not work for the next 10 years. So ability to change and adapt to changing times is very important for all of us. So tigers also learn and adapt, right? For example, in forest, the people like us who actually go and trouble the animals go at say 6 a.m., come back at about 10:30, and then go again at about 2:30, come back at about 6:30, right? So I believe, I was told this by a very good driver, that the tigers have adapted and they don't come out during that period. They come out only after 10:30 and they go in before 2:30. Or if they don't want to be disturbed, they go away into the core area. What happens is, in a forest, only 20% is allowed for tourists and 80% is for the animals. So they just walk away there to the other 80% and they don't even come here, right? So some of these things, the tigers also adapt. So is it possible for you to always see a tiger when you go? No. Similarly, in equity investing, there could be 5 years of a fantastic bull run and then 2 years of a terrible bear market, but still overall 7-year returns could be very good. Of course, you could always tell yourself that, oh, after 5 years, if I had sold and then come in in the 8th year, that's theory. That your mind is trying to build a story saying that you're very smart, you knew how to time the market, right? We didn't know. Or we would have also sold right at that time. When in March, April 2020, you did not invest. Okay, you were right, you were completely right. You should not have invested that time. But none of us knew, I can assure you, none of us knew that the recovery would be in 3 months. If the recovery had taken 4 years, you actually got a chance to wait out of the market for 4 years and then enter. Or in those 4 years, sit, think and do an SIP. After 1 year, you would have still been very well off today in 2024, right? All these things are ifs and buts. After an event happens, you know what to do, right? So after an event happens, we could have said, oh, we shouldn't have waited for this tiger, we should have gone somewhere else. Wahan pe kuch game hua, wahan pe kuch kaam hua, right? Things like that. Well, it's not always that you get the strategy right. It's not that I've never seen a tiger. I must have seen 100 plus tigers in my 15 years of going around jungles and watching tigers. I've seen tigers do everything possible. The skill, and why I talk about tigers is because elephants are always visible. So you go to Corbett, you go to Kaziranga, you go to Rajaji, you go to Dudhwa, in all those places, or you go down south to Bandipur, Mudumalai, you will see elephants. You go to Kaziranga, you will see rhinos. There's no question of not seeing, right? Or you go to Masai Mara and you will see lions. You will very likely see cheetah, leopard, elephant, giraffe, zebra. You will see, right? You don't have to search for the animal. It's the tiger which is so elusive, which stays inside, which does not come out, is a shy animal, and that has to be searched for. So spotting the tiger is a challenge in itself. So similarly, finding the shares to buy is not going to be very easy for us, and to think what they are doing is right or wrong, whether the promoter is good or no, takes us a lot of time. So did I sell Reliance in the past? Did I sell HDFC in the past? Yes, of course. It took me at least 10 years to realize that these companies are not worth selling. It is not as though in 1991 I said, oh, I will no longer sell HDFC Limited. I still thought there will be more growth happening in Limited than in the bank, and afterwards I changed my mind and said, no, I think the bank will do better than HDFC Limited. And I was right for some time and I was wrong for some time. In the end, it got merged. That's a different thing. But not knowing which company to back at various points in time is also something which is going to happen. The strategy which HDFC Limited is not a strategy which would have worked for HDFC Bank. HDFC Bank was far more aggressive. It thought, oh, there are so many banks, I have to fight and get market share. HDFC Limited never thought of life that way. They said, we are here, we have created the market, we have taught people how to buy a house, so we are the kings, right? That kind of an image they had for themselves. And not too wrong, but anyway, now both are merged. So one more thing, some explanation about my cap. My cap is of course a Pench cap. My t-shirt is a Pench t-shirt. And I must also tell you that the tilak is because I attended a Navratri puja. So that explains the tilak, which is very different from what I do every day. But I just thought I should bring you in on this. Thank you. Please watch the videos. Please share it. Please hit the like button. Please pass it on to your friends through WhatsApp. Basically, it's about understanding the video and explaining it to your people, right? To your kids, to your brother, sister, colleagues, whoever it is. If you think that they can understand it in English, great. If you think it needs to be translated, you're much better off seeing it, understanding it, and conveying it to them. So I may not get any subscribers because of that, but it is important that everybody knows what kind of risk they run in equity. Thank you.